Ready before we go live?
Yep.
We fired Paige. Welcome to the Hangout.
Yeah.
For an introduction, since we're live. CC, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Myself.
Good. This is the first opener I've made in a long time.
Yeah. There's no car noise in the background.
No road noise.
Coming in real hot.
Yeah, we're.
How was our week off? Your week off?
What?
Not really, but how was the week?
I had to travel. I had a conference this week that I had to go to. I was in your neck of the woods for a couple days. They put us the Ritz-Carlton though, so that was nice.
They did?
Yeah. So that's a nice property over by you.
Backyard, play golf there. Wow. What a week. CC, what about you?
Man, my week was quiet, honestly. Nothing to tell. Very quiet.
Well, my week was fantastic.
Did you feed anybody some crow?
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yes.
There was a lot of that, yes, but good times. Lots of good and interesting things. We could talk about it here. This is going to be very messed up, like disjointed, because, again, for some reason, Facebook won't let me do stuff, so you know how it goes. But I think I poured most of my thoughts in here, so it should be good. But we're just we'll give people a behind the scenes look at this.
It's always good, Paige.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. There was a bunch of people that came up to me at the con and then at the meetup, and they said that they watched the show, and and I was like, wow, it was cool to see people, because you don't really hear about it or see feedback, a lot.
Yeah. Did they ask you what CC's hair regimen is?
Did they ask me what?
What CC's hair care regimen was? No,
nobody asked that.
I mean, that's a good question, though.
Yeah, that is. I always thought it was Pantene Pro V.
The Troy Polamalu method.
Yeah. Oh God. So last week, San Diego. We'll skip all the foreplay stuff and just jump right into this, because I gotta go pick up Ann. But San Diego, MezcoCon. A lot of stuff. You guys want to share your overall thoughts? Just quick thoughts.
CC?
Well, I mean, I was hoping you had a lot to. I have to be honest. This is probably as disconnected as I've been for a con.
Well, thank the name.
Yeah, other than the things that MC kind of shared, like I didn't hear anything firsthand on social media. I didn't go into Mezco games this year. Nothing. I was very disconnected last week.
Good. Maybe I can win.
Yeah, I can guarantee I won't, because I didn't enter a single one.
Yeah, I heard they had a little bit of trouble with one or two of the games. So, but there was a lot of reveals. You didn't see any of the reveals, or
just the stuff MC shared. So I saw, what is it? Kingpin. MC, what was the other one that you shared? You shared a couple of them in the thing.
Do you want to just go through it live with Paige?
That was it. Yeah,
all the reveals.
Yeah, let's hit it. Man, I don't have any. We'll be taking pretty fresh cuts, because I didn't take in much this week.
I was excited, Paige. There was some good stuff. Some stuff that I'm glad to save money on, and some really good stuff that I'm disappointed that I have to spend money on. We'll go with that to start the show. How's that?
Gray Hulk. I did say Gray Hulk.
Leave some
Robotoast I met at San Diego. Good to meet. I met a lot of people at San Diego. It was a lot of fun. It was a very good turnout for everything, and including the booth, the meetup, all of that stuff. It was really good. I honestly think that I honestly think that this was probably their best one. That's just my opinion. But there's a lot to go through. But you always got to start at the beginning. Because we all know all these things tie in together. So let's just exit out of this. We'll show everybody. I think the first thing I had was, what is it? Labeling it up. These are our categories. Wouldn't it be cool if it was like you just clicked on it? It was like Jeopardy or something like that.
Or like an envelope, like in the Grammy goes to.
Yeah. So we'll start up with the setup. Hi, little buddy. I believe this is important, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because it's going to touch on a topic a little bit later in our hot topic section.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't go through the whole slideshow, boring shit. But get there on Monday. Flew in, check into the hotel, and immediately we go over to the convention center so we can pick up our badges and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get everything set up because they only give you a couple of days to do all of this stuff, right? I mean, we've kind of talked about this before. So Monday, you're sitting there. All the people are coming to set up the booth and everything else like that, right? Mm-hmm. Tuesday and Wednesday, you're just focusing on the booth, setting thing up. When you get there, they have all of these pallets of the inventory. The toys that they're gonna sell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
are they marked at all? Like this is Doc Knock. This is DC figures, or is it just you dig through it and go to figure it out?
Yes. So all your exclusives, all of that stuff is labeled, right? So there's like 2 or 3 of those, and they're all on the stuff that all on pallets, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to take all of that stuff off the pallets. You got to inventory it all, right? Make sure it's all there, and then you got to start unloading all the pallets with all the figures because there's over like 400 or 500 figures that are on display, right? Plus all the stuff that you need and everything else like that. I don't know if people saw the booth layout, but just kind of imagine you're coming to the booth, you have the 3 things right there. Your 3 display cabinets. You have an area kind of there where everybody's walkway area for people to purchase stuff and kind of look at the merchandise, right? And then probably after that, you got the register area and a very small area for people to kind of sit, most people don't want people to sit. And then in the back, I don't know, I'm going to give you a fake measurement, but it's just to give you an idea. And trust me, this is going to be important a little bit later. In the back, you probably have maybe, I'd say maybe 5, no, not 5. I would say 10 feet, width and like that, right?
Paige, men never give fake measurements.
Yeah, I know. Let's just say it's 10 by 15. I think it's 10 feet by 15 feet, right? And then you got the cabinets that surround you, the display cabinets. Off to the right is the Batman area. Remember, all of this stuff is important because we'll talk about it in a second, right? So in there, you have to take all that inventory and shove it all in there. And by the end of the time when we got everything organized, I'm not lying to you, there was about this much space for one person to kind of walk to one area. It was that packed. Okay? Now it's packed from that whole circumference, but you also, when you run out of real estate, what do they do in New York? You build up, right? So all of this stuff is stacked up, probably, I would say at least 10 feet high. So that place is packed. There's no room for any of that stuff to go. But you got to do all that in like 2 or 3 days, right? So it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. What is this? Hey, Paige and Corey. It's first time. Oh, nice. Good to see you, Noble. I talk to him on Reddit all the time. I liked how Mezco adjusted reveals not to be on display until they are officially announced. Yeah, we did. They did a very good job with that. Yes, Noble's cool. He's really cool. I do agree. Lots of reviews. Suggest a surprise. Oh, yeah, DMC, he was there. This year was one of the smoothest, less chaotic experience of the booth. I'm glad, because we're going to talk about that too. In-person exclusives should never be a thing with Mezco again, in my opinion. In-person exclusives, they have zero to gain except for souring the moment of the fans. I completely disagree, because I was there, and there's a reason why they do that. I'll give you a couple of reasons why, but I totally disagree with that. Let's see here. So it's all filled up, right? And then you move to the preview night and everything else like that. So this is going to be disjointed already. Where is it at? See how disjointed this is? I wish we would have had more time, but you know, all this stuff happened with Ann and stuff. But yeah, so you got all your displays and everything else like that. So it takes a while to set all of this stuff up. But I want to make sure I said that because I think it's very important, because I think a lot of people think that you just kind of throw this stuff in there and then that's it. Can you see the photos?
Mm-hmm. That's Cece's favorite section, Living Dead dolls.
It is. Yeah, we should go back to it. So they had everything. They had like 400 plus figures. You know, they had a bunch of displays. They had the dioramas in the front. I will say I did not do the two of the dioramas in the front. It was somebody else. They had I think they were going for a certain thing, and they just did somebody else's, but mine was in the middle. But it was something that brought a lot of people in, you know, and that's important too, because that's one of the things that you really want to do with these booths is you're not only selling exclusives, you know, in terms of like business, but you're also trying to attract people into the booth, because some people don't know about the product, right? Mm-hmm. And so Todd mentioned exclusives. So I guess we could start with that point really quick. One of the biggest sticking points this year was, I guess, this. They put out... so exclusive, speaking of, they had the most exclusives this year. They had 5. It's probably their record. Ones we saw, you know, already, and then they did this one. Did you guys see this one?
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Looks good.
I know we've talked about this before, but just a refresh.
Personally, I'm glad I was an in-person exclusive, because then I didn't have to worry about getting it.
Bingo.
Right.
It did me a favor on that one, because I had a hard time passing up. I told you guys before, that's my favorite color scheme for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a hard time passing up on that one.
Right. MC, what do you think?
Really like it. I hope we see it up for pre-order at a later date.
Right. I will. So this is your first piece of breaking news. This will not be online. This isn't going to be like Shadow Doc Knock.
Okay.
I was told very often that this would not go back up, and they sold out of all of the stock on this. This is I guess what you would consider a true exclusive. Now, you know, loophole time. I mean, they always could change their mind, and they could say, yeah, there was a demand for it. But with Red Hood, they said, yeah, we're going to go back and do it. With Doc Knock, they said, yeah, we're going to, you know, this is, nobody knows that stuff then, right? Black Doc Knock, Shell Doc Knock, they said, yeah, we're going to put it up online later. This, they said no. So this is essentially like a true exclusive. There was a lot of different feedback on this. Do you guys think it's okay to do it in true exclusive, or?
I do. I mean, as a collector, you know, like obviously I want something like that, and it's nice to give homage to the people that can show up. I mean, it sucks because that place is pretty far from me, and my work commitments didn't allow me to go. But
tax and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can talk about this. So Todd is saying because people aren't able to get this, that's what kind of takes it out of it. You know, takes the excitement out for a collector. You know, not being able to do it, being able to go and spend money for one thing, but then also to be able to have the chance to get it. Because even if you paid money to go, there wasn't a guarantee to get this.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say is I had a discussion with somebody about this at the booth. They were very mad. Very mad. I'm not laughing at them, but I was trying to talk to this person and say they got there, even though they got there, they still missed the exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they mentioned the same thing. They said, "Hey, I spent money to get here. I stood in line. I stood in line early at Hall H. I got down here and you guys were completely out." And I tried to explain to them, I said, the way that they did exclusives this year, I thought was a lot better, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, at the con, they didn't have the Gomez and they didn't have the black and white Batman. So the same thing could be said in reverse. If somebody was going to the convention and they were like, I'm not going to get it online, I'm going to get it at the convention. Those people missed out on that too, because those were branded as that.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you got a plane ticket and you went there wasn't a guarantee that you were going to get it. So that's like the first thing. Somebody mentioned up here about exclusives being exclusives, and we talked about this before, but I remember when you had to go to get the exclusives. You know, I know this doesn't fit in. He said it wasn't me. I know this doesn't fit in with this model, but you know, like that was the only way that you were going to get the exclusives anyway, right? And so someone mentioned to me, they said they got it, and they said that, and this is a different perspective. They said that, well, I'm glad I came, and I'm glad I was able to get it because now it feels like it's a con experience. You know, you go through all that stuff. You go get it, you know, and you actually acquire it. It's like it does feel like an exclusive. That's what they said. Do I agree with it? Yes and no. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, let me look at something real quick.
I feel like it's it's one of those situations where obviously you can't satisfy everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, we've talked about exclusives and what they should be in the past.
Yeah.
And I still feel like they're doing a really good job of. This was a great choice for an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I understand the completionists are going to have it no matter what. And they're going to pay whatever they have to pay in order to get it no matter what. I know they're going to do that.
Yeah.
But, your average collector isn't going to look at us and be like, well, I couldn't get the blue and gray one, so I'm done with Mezco. You know what I mean? There were two other options out there previously. So on their part, I think this was a great way to kind of find that balance of an offering for someone who's at the convention, right?
Mm-hmm.
That way they can kind of have their trophy hunt and say, hey, I got it. And those that missed out, you shouldn't feel like, your world ended. Like it's not that big of a deal that you missed out on this thing.
Yeah.
There's been far other, we've talked about it in the past when those things happen. Like when you have like those core characters where maybe it was the first release, whether it be like Casey Jones, things like that.
Yeah.
I always felt like those were poor choices for exclusives because if you're just, collecting the Turtles line or whatever it was, at that time, that was your only chance to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with this is just a variant, right?
Right.
A week ago, everyone was screaming about reuse.
Yes.
Screaming about it. Oh my God. This is just
I believe this is one that they were screaming about too, weren't they? The noir.
It was. That's what I don't get. That's it. And we've been talking about this for 5 weeks now, and I don't think it's registering with anybody. The whole rollout of these shows showing people, it's very contradictory. Like when people say this is like reuse and stuff like that, that's all they did was complain. First, they said they didn't like Batman the animated series. Then they said they didn't like this black and white one. They said it was reuse. It was a color swap. They said the accessories there weren't a lot of accessories. This is the box. You see how small this box is?
Yeah.
It doesn't have all of the stuff. It's the same thing as the black and white. So the thing that everybody was complaining about, now they want.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. That's why I say you guys got to be very conscientious of what you're complaining about. Because when you complain about something and it still goes that way, you know what I mean? Like you're complaining about its reuse, but then you get reuse and you're complaining about you can't get it. You see how it neutralizes? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. You know, this was, and they look at that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, be mindful of like what you're talking about. You know, if you're gonna stick to it, stick to one thing. But it's hard to gauge what the customer wants or what the collecting community wants when you can't articulate what you really want. I don't want this because it's a recolor. You do this, and everybody's screaming about it.
So for a con exclusive, I just looked on eBay. It's not that bad of a markup. What was this in the booth page? I'm sure you ranked
140. 140.
So I'm seeing them online for like the 220 mark, 224, 234.
Yeah.
So
Plus $78 shipping.
no, like there's free shipping on these.
Yeah. I'm not saying, and don't turn the words around. I don't think you are. I think you're asking how is it good in the way that it's good for the people. You know, he says, I'm trying to understand how an exclusive is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying that it's something that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't do it often, but when they do it, it's like one of those reward systems. And I'm trying to point out also that even though if it was a con exclusive, there was still no guarantee that those people were still going to be able to get it.
I'll explain it to why it's a good reason. Could you gotta look at things from the other side of the fence. Could you imagine spending $700 on a hotel room, whatever it costs for SDCC tickets, standing in line for 4 hours just to get what everybody else got from the comfort of their home within 45 seconds?
Or not getting it at all.
Like, how is that? How would that be fair? You know, so if you want to keep the convention experience to be a draw for people,
yeah,
you got to have these type of offerings. Otherwise, everyone's going to sit, home in the comfort and just, you're not going to get the experience. But if you're just there to get exclusives and things like that, then you're just going to sit at home and just pick them up from there. So Mezco is not the only retail or, toy company that did in-person exclusives. It seemed to be pretty popular this year, and I saw several people that had them.
Yeah.
Even the Sell Toys, which is a much smaller scale, but I saw they were advertising some Cowboys of Moo Mesa things that you had to come to their booth to get.
Yeah.
And there was a few others that did kind of the same thing. So there should be something for going through the trouble of going, because SDCC, just from what I understand, is extremely expensive.
Right.
Jazzwares FNAF limited to 1,000.
Yeah, that's Five Nights at Freddy. That was 1,000. Yeah, that's the point I'm making. It even if it wasn't exclusive, like even if it was, like there's always a limited amount of number. I'm not understanding why people think that there's this infinite room of all these exclusives. That's why I started off the show saying there was only a limited amount of space in that area. There were people coming up and saying, why don't you guys just have more exclusives? Because there's no space in the back. I wish I could have taken a picture. There was no room to walk back there. And they did other things too, like last year, everybody complained about the vendors buying up all the stock in the beginning, right? So what they did this year was they said, no vendors can buy anything till 10:30. I saw somebody say that this was selling out in 8 minutes. Bro, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I was one that was in the line, controlling the line, going back, checking stock and stuff like that, and going out and communicating with the people that are in line saying, hey, you're going to be good if you're right here. Everybody else off here on, your chances are probably going to be limited. Communication, right? Because we don't do that. So doing that stuff, right? And so if you're looking at the limited amount of time that you have to like to put it out, but then also like the numbers, that thing lasted every day. Those exclusives lasted over an hour and a half for some of them. And they lasted, Batman lasted till like, I think like Friday. The others lasted till Saturday. And then Letterman lasted till Sunday. So it was available. But if we're just narrowing down on this one, I think it's like CC said, the space in the back, the demand for this, and it was one per person. And we didn't let vendors buy until 10:30, which is pretty much useless because it sold out before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving people a chance. These exclusives are going to sell out, you know? So there's no way to stop that. And there's no way to stock it in the back because guess what? If you would have brought more, which there would have been no more room, you already had the feedback from this that people didn't want reuse. What's the incentive to make more of this? You got to be really precise with some of these, you know, these areas of improvement or complaining that people are doing. I saw it in real time. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I saw a guy in a group complain about both versions, and then he wanted this one. And he complained about the articulation. He complained about the accessories. And I'm sitting there just looking at him like, I know who you are. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I just think that's important, like to point that out. I get it because maybe you want this Neil Adams style Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never happened in the cartoon, but whatever, you know, you like the colors. I get it, you know. Maybe not be so quick to jump online and say, this figure sucks. I hate this figure. It has no articulation. And, you know, say, you know, maybe use that as your motivation. This would be cooler to look in this color. I don't see anything wrong with it, you know, personally. And MC knows I went to a vendor every single day that I could in the morning. You know, I went to what you call it? What was it? MC?
Jazzwares.
I went to Jazzwares every day. Got to come back. Okay. I can't come back. And then the one day I get there, he says, you're a vendor. I can't sell to you. I didn't complain about it. I was like, okay, got you. I didn't know that. I wish they would have said something, but okay. And then I just found another way to get it. I think if you really want this, you'll get it. But from all the feedback that I saw, people didn't like this figure. So getting it in
off eBay for $220, you're still way better off than what people had to pay to go to SDCC to get one.
Yeah, one day ticket to SDC is more than that $100.
Yeah, that's a steal when you figure out what it costs to go to SDCC.
Yeah. I'm not promoting the aftermarket, you know, but the one that I saw, we were watching this as it was happening. I saw a guy, same thing. Took a picture of it, looked on eBay, and it's right there, right?
Pages in the background waving.
I was like, "Jeez!" But he did it, and he sold it, and it sold because it was the first one for like, you know, $270, $280. You know, that's half. You know what? That's your plane ticket. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying, like me, I've been through this before. I couldn't go to Shanghai. I couldn't get the black and white Shanghai Toy Show exclusive. I had to pay for it. I think if you really want this figure, you know, it's something that you're going to have to pay for. And how many have they done of these? I can tell you probably 5 or 6 in the 300 plus figures they've done. I don't see anything wrong with it because I think if you're that hard up for this figure, you want it, I think you would just go out and you would buy it and pay aftermarket.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would pay aftermarket for a figure that you like shit on the whole time. But hey, I think it's this right here. I wish I could zoom in. I just think all I think it is this. That's all I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Is
the only thing.
Page?
Hmm?
Is the head on him that shiny?
No, that's just I mean, like, it's the colors are beautiful, man. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything, but
no, of course. I'm just asking because that's a very. I figured it was the camera because you can see kind of like the circle from the ring light.
Yeah, there's nothing. If you have the black and white version, which is ironic, that's what comes with this one. You get like 2 heads, and I mean, here,
not all the accessories.
That's what you get.
I feel like the one that was way worse was Jada Toys with their Invincible exclusive.
Oh my God, that was a madhouse over there, bro.
You know, that was a brand new line for them. And anybody who watches that cartoon knows that if you're going to collect Invincible, you got to have Battle Damaged.
Yeah.
Because Never's invincible, not beat up. So, so for the battle damage version of him to be the exclusive one, that was, I feel like that's a tough pill to swallow if you're just getting into a line, because that's like a huge, that's a huge gap in your line if you're going to be getting into that one. But I feel like this was like the perfect. Once again, I feel like it was the perfect choice for an exclusive.
Yeah,
it's just a variant. It's a character that's been offered, plenty of times before. Kind of like you've already said, if you want one that bad, you can get it. It's not like it's not out there. You can get it. You got to pay a little more.
Yeah.
What are we talking? $50 that, like MC said, that's not a huge markup. If this was a limited run of 75, and this thing was $1,500 in the secondary market, then I can understand people being upset. Why would you make 75 or something? But I'm sure at the end of the day, when things shake out, there'll be plenty out there, and if you just practice a little patience, you'll be able to get one at a reasonable price.
That black and white Doc Knox sold like it was less than 10 minutes each time. This one, we stopped the vendors from coming. It lasted like what, Thursday and Friday. It lasted 2.5 days. And it was an hour max hour and a half each. So there was, they gave people an opportunity to get it. I'm not saying that that's not good for people online. Somebody mentioned this. And again, I'm not saying that, if you can't show up, you shouldn't get one. What I'm saying is that it says, again, I agree, even months or a year after, even limited, at least give people a shot. I think you should give people a shot. I think that people should utilize these kinds of situations for these kinds of things and just be more, conscientious of what you're saying online, because they go by feedback. I'm telling you right now, they look at that stuff and they go, they don't like this Batman. Why are we going to make more of this blue Batman when they said they don't like the Batman, and they complained that we were reusing the background, putting a different color. I would almost argue, somebody said something, maybe I would almost argue if you switched it and it was black and white and the blue one came out, I guarantee you the same thing would happen. I guarantee you. Because it's just this. I think it's this in-person thing. Because nobody cared about this figure. They were like, exclusive hardline to get, I get it in my cart and then it disappears. Yeah, that's true, but this is the in-person one. I don't think...
I would love to see the reaction. If this was let's say this figure wasn't an exclusive, there was no gold sticker on it that said it was an exclusive, and they just made this a pre-order where anybody could get as many of these as they wanted. Can you imagine how bad that this offering would get roasted?
Yeah,
it is the exclusivity is the draw, right?
Right.
It's not that people want it that bad. It's just that, kind of like I said, it's the FOMO thing. I gotta have one. As soon as they say in person only, now you're being told that you can't have something. You just have to fight those reactions, those basic instincts, and like I said, they're going to be available. Anybody who's following along with the toy market right now, there is no such thing as anything being, not within reach, because there are sure enough grails out there that have just plummeted in value, right?
Right.
Nobody's buying these things anymore. They're just not. Like I remember when you used to be able to just kind of, like we talk about all the time, hey, if you're in any doubt, just buy it, you get your money back. That ain't always a guarantee anymore.
Yeah.
You better buy smart, because otherwise, if you end up not liking it, you end up losing a little bit in order to let that thing go. So everybody should relaxes. Take 2 doses of the relaxes. The price of this thing is going to come down. If the bubble price is already peaked out where it's at, it's going to be real close to retail real soon. Just play the long game and chill out. It'd be fine.
Paige, got tons of respect for everything you do, but I very much disagree. You are going by opinion of haters. No, I'm explaining that part of it, but I'm also telling you that it's a consensus of everything. It's numbers. I'm also giving you a peek behind the scenes. If they say that, yeah, there wasn't a lot of interest in it, that has nothing to do with haters. That has everything to do with people buying the product and they weren't interested in it. So that means the demand wasn't there. So there's your first thing. If you're also going by feedback, then you had a bunch of people getting on and saying, hey, I don't like this offering. It's reuse. It's recolor. I don't like that. So if you were in the process of doing an exclusive and you said, okay, well, let's cut the numbers because people aren't buying it and people don't like the aesthetic, that has nothing to do with haters. That's just pure metrics. It's data. Haters don't buy it, right? So how would it be siding with the haters? And what is it? It doesn't reflect the people who care about collecting the brand, which is why I said, if there are people that want this figure, they listen to feedback. Just like I said, they're listening to haters. Why won't people, if they're collectors and passionate about it, why don't you be more vocal? I've always said that. If you want this figure, get on their social media and say, hey, I'm disappointed. I'd really like to have this figure. You know, that's a way that you can combat it. I'm tackling the issue, but I'm not saying what you want to hear. That's the problem. I'm not saying, hey, I empathize with you and it happens. This is what happened. Now that you have identified the problem, how do you solve the problem? You don't feel like they listen to you? Give them feedback. Tell them stuff. Buy the product if you want to support it. But I'm not siding with haters or I'm showing you the whole picture. I don't want to punch on this too much. But it's important. What is this? Was it? It comes from MezcoCon. Never worked for me, you're lucky. The reuse crowd, obviously, completely different. The people complaining aren't necessarily the ones that Mezco fans. They just like to complain. I agree. I think that people that are collectors need to use their voice to kind of like balance that thing out or kind of overshadow it. People just want what they think they can't have. It's FOMO, like you said. But this was a very big thing. There were a lot of people that talked about it. I did want to point out the things that they did to try to solve the problem. You know, I don't think you're ever going to solve it. Like you said, CC, it's just not going to happen.
Make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. They could have made a bunch of these and it still would have been an issue. They actually had more, you know, and they just sold more. Like I said, that's what I was trying to explain in the beginning. There's only so much space that you have. And you can only carry so much. Oh, well, people say, why don't they just make more? Well, you can't because that costs to take it to the show. And why don't they open up a pre-order? That's a very good idea. So if they say it's only going to be in person, why don't you take that suggestion and say, hey, you know, write a customer service. I'm sure they would, and CC would probably tell this, I'm sure they would rather see that kind of customer service email than some of the other stuff. Hey, I missed out on this. I would really like you guys to consider doing this again. I love it. And then organize people to do that too. Get on their social media stuff. That's the point I'm trying to make with all of this. Because not everybody's going to be able to get everything. You know? DC. Let's talk about toys. I didn't think it was going to go down that far. Jada's had exclusives and they sold out in the show and online. And they sold out of all of it and people still want more. Exactly. There's just not enough for everybody. So you are one of the people to be mad at. No, I sat there and it's a FOMO bug. I missed out on Shadow Doc Knock last year, but I was fine because it was a recolor and we had a standard issue. Mezco listens to the wrong people then. No, they don't. There's more people that are louder that are negative. So that's going to drown out the positive stuff. That's why I say you should be more proactive in getting out whatever the message that you want or whatever you think would be improving. But if you do black and white version, person exclusive just because it's blue is more popular. Yeah, I wondered about that. In my opinion, show the exclusivity should be that you get to enjoy it first. You can scalp it if you want. People who didn't go have to wait later to get. Yeah, they've done that before too. Like we've talked about this before. Yep, don't sweat it. Worst case scenario, the aftermarket will have it.
And when that happens, people complain about that too. When Mezco does those things when they're like 6 to 8 weeks after the convention, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I paid for this. When is it shipping?"
So you see it too, right? That's what I'm saying. Like people don't understand this. I understand people are angry about stuff, but you have to be very, very clear on what it is you want. If that's what you want, then you got to stick with it. You can't say, "Hey, I wouldn't mind," and you can't label it as people saying, "Oh, it's just the haters that say that." No, everybody says that. I can show people.
Getting mad about either.
It's not. The reason why I'm explaining it is because there sees a page gets. I think I already read that one already. The reason I'm trying to explain it is because I think people just see that it's only whatever lane that they're in. They don't look at it from both points of view. My Letterman throwback converted yesterday. I think there'll be quite a few Letterman throwback waitlist conversions. Yeah, we did all that already. Give me a second. I would have still ordered it in another second. It's doing great. It would get roasted then they order. Let's see here. Good to see you, awesome man. Good to see you. At this point, no matter what Mezco, yep, exactly. So we'll get off this and we'll do things. The people who want to support the effort to speak louder or hate it. Exactly. That's the point that I was making too. If online all you see is that why would you see people like the product? Or like we talked about before, why would they keep digging through all that just to find like one nugget of true page? You are the hater. I know, right? 100% metric aspects. I'm super nervous and like the DC characters lately. It seems like Grundy is not a hot ticket. Did you guys get that idea? When Grundy was shown that it doesn't seem like he's getting a good reception.
I don't follow social media right now.
You're lucky.
Comments. I'm not gonna.
I'm very close to unplugging.
People cry and whine about how they hate a figure. Or...
Yeah, I'm very close to unplugging it because it's so contradictory. Like you got, and I've shown you guys. You got one person saying one thing one day, and then you see them at the convention and they're saying something different, and then they get back home and then they go back to the same thing. I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw that. I did check a couple comments from like the pictures you posted and stuff like that, and
yeah,
a couple people like not pleasant. So that's it. I'm out. Paige, I'll see him when you put him in our group.
You said Paige, you can be the low lights or the highlights.
Yep. I don't.
You know. And cheers to you, man. Like all we're doing is having a discussion. It's not like an argument or anything like that. Maybe we should be looking at comments about you see at least how creative others can be. Great for this topic. I agree. That's why I think that people should be more. If you're a positive person or a negative person, I believe you should be vocal. You should be able to communicate that with the company because that's the only best way to be able to get these things that you want to see improved. Right. I sold all my Mezco because Paige time KJ housekeeping. Paige kicked me out of the meetup. I did not, sir. I had to walk back in shame in my hotel. Man, that meetup was so fun. Paige beat up on me at the meetup. Okay, sir. All I wanted at SDCC was the Dom entry, and I'm happy I got it. That's good. Like I said, if you originally it doesn't sell, then it's a valid reasons. Oh, wait a minute. Like you said, if the original didn't sell, then it's a valid reason for make not make a lot. Yeah. I'm trying to like speed through this so we can get to the good stuff. I didn't think that segment was going to go that long, but it seems like a lot of people were. What are the chances of my Sparky Foreman waitlist converting? I would say pretty good. I mean, they've been converting some of the other ones, and then that new Dawn they showed. Moderate. It takes time, but they will convert. Oh, thank you. Still excited for seeing what coming. Mezco makes favorite all up. I believe you, man. I don't think that you would be as passionate about the subject if you didn't like the line. I think you'd just be like, yeah, oh well. You know what I mean? So yeah, all hell's broken loose in my Mezco. Well, yeah, this is our topic. It's going to be more which one I love figure. I would love to help, but D was standing right next to him. I saw people like him, but did see complain about only about one accessory. Yeah, I saw. We'll get to Solomon in a second. Wow, this is a lot of comments. Thank you guys. You'll never have to buy another Grundy. Plus, this one came out before. And do you guys remember if what were the other companies that did Solomon Grundy? Do you guys remember?
Mattel.
Yeah,
He did a collect and connect.
yeah.
Did Todd do one? He must have. I can't think that Todd did not.
Pretty sure he did a Grundy.
Yeah.
Several probably.
I like the look of Grundy. All right, we're almost through this for a second. I feel like it's the same way people aren't happy with Punisher. Yeah, we'll talk about Punisher, but we'll try not to get too in depth with it. There's some good news about that kind of stuff. Well, depends on how you see it. I try to always stay fair and state the good and bad constructively. I think that helps out more than anything. Nobody's saying that you can't be negative, but make sure the criticism that you have is like just that somebody can read and say, okay, these are the nuggets we could use to take to be improved. The Grundy looks incredible. I don't care about the character at all. Loved everything they revealed. Waiting for the Land Reaper news. I thought they were going to show that too. Sorry, I'm not trying to speed through this, but I think most comfortable I had would be Punisher for the whole suit ordeal. Yeah, we will talk about. He's also big. Mattel Bath. Oh, thank you, Diamond. He said it was the Mattel Bath and McFarlane. McFarlane did an Arkham game Grundy with a bunch of repaints, I believe. All right, we're at the end. McFarlane and Arkham. Thanks, man. Thank you, Sam. All right. Sorry. All right. Talking good toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they showed some of their stuff doing the DC side. CC, you said you didn't see a lot of this, but they did show Batman the Animated Series Robin. I didn't want to show all the good pictures I have. I was going to save them. But what do you guys think about this?
Yes.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't think that this was a full figure. I think this was a prototype.
Okay.
I was pretty impressed. Hold on a second if I have another picture of him. Yeah, there you go.
I recognize that hand in that photo.
That's Darius's hand, not mine, sir. Just kidding.
Yeah, Darius has the most famous hands in the video industry.
They look like sausage fingers, don't they? Look, it's a little puffy. It was a little warm.
Less sodium. He needs to drink more water. Yeah. Tell him he's retaining.
Chewing his cuticles because he's like, oh god, I gotta set up all this shit. At least I trim my nails; they're not dirty. But anyway,
that next picture he gets with, it's just going to be his hands, so everybody knows who he's with instead of showing his whole face.
Yeah. A little bit of swelling there, sir. But anyway, he had double joints. He moved pretty well, but this thing, it looked really good, man.
Looks like it's straight out of the cartoon.
Yeah. And then they showed Scarecrow.
Perfect.
Yeah. CC?
Like it.
Do you think those are since you had hands on, and maybe you don't want to speculate, you can say pass, but you think there's some Miles Morales body in that guy right there?
I think this one's different because it's taller.
Okay. Fair. Thank you.
I know what you mean. Like, maybe they use like the base and use different parts? I don't know. I didn't handle this one that much. We all had like sections and draft picks, you know, like I got this figure, you know?
Yeah.
I lucked out and wasn't able to grab this one. But
they gave you the Living Dead dolls. Like, sorry, Paige. Snake Draft came around again. Wednesday.
Man, I was mad. One of the guys, Tamashi Nation, sends out like they had this posing guide book, and they were like messing with me. They said, "Here, Paige. Here you go."
Oh shit!
I was like, "Get out of here, bro." Like, I'm sorry, not Darius. Darius killed that man. He did the whole Rumble Society. I was like, "Geez." Oh. He'd be posing one, carrying one in his arm. He's like,
one in his pocket too.
Yeah, you guys need help? I'm like, God, no, we're good, man. Man, that dude is amazing to watch. Pun intended, but yeah. Yeah. What did I have for notes on this one? I didn't get to touch him too much, but he seemed like he moved pretty well. I love this effect piece right here. But this thing in person, it was pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they come up with. Another DC figure that they had was Solomon Grundy. I guess we can knock this all out in one thing, but there was a pre-order for him. He was an online reveal, and then they did the solicitation for them. He's 120. He comes out December, February next year. I'll go through some of these pictures. Quick thoughts.
Looks good. Like, nice to see they're using that big body, reusing that big body, as CC said. Oh, he looks. I mean, glad to see it.
I paused here because I know CC is going to be. This is CC's area, so.
This is what I said today when I sent the message. I don't even want to read the comments on this.
Yeah.
Well,
CC. He looks really good. Is this all he comes with? The accessories?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's no second or third page?
I'll double check, but no. Yeah.
What do you really need with Solomon Grundy? Can somebody please tell me what he's lacking that he needs to have thrown in there with him?
The feedback that I saw, and this did make sense, like, because this I think that this is this is less than what this guy has. I think this is probably one of the offerings that they put the least, but it's the body, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying, I don't know if it transferred to the body, but they reused the body. But a couple of suggestions I saw online was, a broken tree. That would have been cool to have. Some skulls, chains. What was the other thing? A tombstone. All stuff that they've had in there with previous offerings. The tombstone, you could have used the crow. Michael Myers. You could have taken that tree, broken in half. Somebody said another head sculpt. So, yeah, this is pretty light.
Is this?
What was the price of the guy?
120.
It's really not bad for a guy this big.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to show you this. So I'm wondering, and you guys can tell me too. Remember, all of these photos I'm going to show you, they are prototypes. This is not the final version of the figure. But I'm wondering if a lot of the focus was put in on the sculpt.
Yeah.
Even though, like, this face, that's Hulk's face. That's, but I'm wondering if a lot of that sculpt work is,
It's not cheap.
Yeah. And then these, one thing I like that they're doing, they did this with Phantom Knight. They started doing it with, with Doc Savage and everything, but the clothes, I love how they're in. Who's the other one? Alistair Gangrene. This weathering that they're doing for the suits and the clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and the rips and tears and stuff. I mean, it's not like super torn, but it has that tattered look to it. They've been doing this for a couple of figures now. I like that, but you can see like sculpting work, like on the nails and stuff like that, and so I'm wondering if that project budget went to all of that, CC, you didn't say anything if it was light on the accessories or.
No, it's light, but for that price, that's really not bad for such a large figure.
Yeah. I don't know if I have his. Oh, that was too soon. That was a surprise.
Premature.
Yeah. Where's his toe at? This is probably my favorite shot I did of him. Look at this. That's his foot. And I like this too. They gave him a toe hinge. If you can kind of tell there. It wasn't functional, but you can tell it's there.
Macro Monday.
Oh, yeah. New body. So the new body, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying unless I had it in hand, but it looks like I can't tell if his arms are longer. I know a lot of people were saying that, but it looks like the same body that the Hulk has and Grey Hulk has. Maybe some different stuff. I mean, obviously the feet are going to be different because they have those shoes and boots. It's not the Bluto body. I would say it's not that. Trust me, because it has butterfly joints and everything else. I was gonna run something by you guys. It seems like this body is getting quite a few uses because it's already on Green Hulk. It's on the Gray. It's on this character now. I would love to see them do some other figures on this body, like a Bluto.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that. Pig Brute. I saw somebody say Bane. I don't know what you guys thought about this. Are there any big bodies you guys would like to see this figure use?
I'd need. I'd like to see a Doomsday. I don't know if this is the right body for Doomsday, but
yeah, I think this one they said is measured out at like 7.5. Tombstone.
If they ever decided to do a Page action figure, they could use that body.
Yeah, nah.
Swole.
Nah.
He'd have to be bigger.
No. I slimmed down for the show because my doctor said I gotta lose weight. So
Puffy.
yeah, it's just you have puffy sausage hands. You need to really take care of that. I'm not mad at the offering again. The other companies don't even include hands. Yeah, it is. But I do see people. Oh, come on, Paige. You're maturing. I do see the point people are making about like how they're making the point about like the accessory count, because this doesn't seem like it's a lot. I'm happy that we got a character like this now, because it just seemed like it was a lot of Batman, and this unlocks a whole bunch of possibilities for other larger body characters.
So I liked about the offering, which I'm sure probably can show more pictures, but all the DC characters that they showed in the offering, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so I like this. This is a nice Incredible Hulk homage. It's kind of weird. But yeah, they did show all these DC characters. So thoughts on that? Because these are not new. These are all the same characters from before. Lanterns. Just kidding. I'll also be honest with this photo here. I think this is a little bit enhanced. He looks a lot larger than Superman, which is cool, but I don't think he was this big. I'd say it's kind of cool. But yeah. So what are you thinking with these? Like these, are they just throwing them in for throw-ins, or are you thinking they're redoing it? Is that what you mean?
I thought it was cool that they just showcased some old DC characters instead of just whatever was the most current figure. It was cool to see them bring back the Lanterns and Flash, and
Yeah. Do you see any other thoughts?
No.
Right. Keeping with DC, they also they had this big Frank Miller statue to the side of the booth, which takes up more room, more square area. So that was less space that we had. But it was a photo op, and the line was probably half the line of the exclusives line, and you just sat there and took pictures all day. Kind of cool because it was around the 40th, anniversary. And then they did that. One of the digital reveals was this tease right here, right? Now, originally they were just going to show this, and then they decided to, God bless you.
Thank you. Paul.
And then they decided to bring him out. Did you get to see it, you guys?
I did.
So what are your thoughts?
I think it's great for everybody that missed out on the original offering or want another version of them with an updated body. I think it's great. There's nothing wrong with going back and hitting up their greatest hits. Maybe that's what they should call it, Mezco's greatest hits.
Yeah.
Do you think are these updated, or are these just re-released, kind of like some of the other offerings?
No, so agreed to keep the price low. Hulk would sell at 140, 150, but Grundy may be able to pull off a higher price tag if the accessories are spread out. Yeah, because great point, Todd, because he was 140 before. So that's probably like a price reduction thing. So this was like fresh out of the box prototype. This was like glued the day of the show. I mean, so this is not, I know this figure caught a lot of flack. There are a lot of comparisons to other toys that are already out on the market, and what do we say in the show? You're living in the moment right now. Same thing was said about Shredder and the Turtles and all these other things. People don't let these things develop. So I would say let this kind of cook a little bit. But this, from what I understand, this is an homage to the first version one, that they put out. The head sculpts were different. They gave it a little bit more of a modern take, and obviously it's going to be on a more modern body. I agree with MC. I think this is great for people that missed out, who weren't collecting back in 2015, 2016. Also, the other one, they put wires in this cape. The other one, they didn't have that. It was just a soft goods cape, and you had to use these clips that were really hard. They always broke, and it was like a Jenga puzzle to try to get these clips to actually stay on while you pose them and put them into the base,
Yeah.
And
like
hide them.
That too. You got your grandmaster posing degree black belt for that. I hope they make Eric Powell the Goon. Yeah, that's another one. They could make the Goon off of that body. But yeah, this one came out and got some mixed reviews. There were a lot of people that came to the booth. The booth and online are completely
Can you zoom in, Paige, to that bottom left corner?
Oh yeah, I took a picture of that.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Oh god, like they put prototype shown. They had all it's almost like a NASCAR. It's like gaudy. It takes away from the figure. Because you got all these signs in front of them. And I know they got to label them, but it's sad when you got to put up, this is not the final version. This is a prototype, and people are still acting like, He looks slimmer, maybe swapped out parts. You know what? I don't know, because I think everybody's been looking at those other ones, those Chaos figures and stuff like that. To me, I can kind of see that. Yeah. How he kind of looks a little thinner. I don't know. As a Batman fan, are you guys interested in this or no?
Yeah.
I'd really be interested to see the final project to see if it's, updated and better than the original. I think that'd be really cool. I really wish they would do that with some of these other ones. Don't just re-release them, but give us, improved versions.
Meaning like bodies or materials or both?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this goes, and if they follow the same path they did with the other ones, where they do probably not the best thing, but do some kind of like black and white exclusive, or like these rare exclusives like they did before. Because those are kind of like some of the grails. Like the black and white, there's only 100. the Puerto Rican Comic-Con, there's a very limited amount of those too, and then they probably did this figure 4 or 5 times. No, five, maybe 5, I think. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. What else did I have? I think that was all of DC. Yeah. I think there was other stuff, but Marvel hit pretty hard. Let's see here. Where do we want to start off first? Oh yeah, hey, they did have Hulk. Remember when they said that this figure couldn't clap?
Paige just clapped back.
That's right. I grabbed that thing and I said, that's the first thing that I did with that figure. I don't see anybody saying anything about it. Well, that's usually how it happens. About the Mezco Lion, though. Yeah. O'Brien from Gangsters would be great on this book. Sorry, just catching up a little bit. Single release Bluto. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because they put out so many Popeyes. Would you guys rather them just put out a single release Bluto?
Mm-hmm.
What accessories do we're going to do though? Yeah, I think that they were talking about. I mean, you could add like skulls, chains, I don't know, fodder kind of stuff. Use this as a Bluto body. They all need updates. Diamond said. I agree with that. New constructs would be cool for the lantern. Yeah, they had a lantern party that we got invited to, and then they canceled. But they were giving out. I don't know if you guys saw it. They were giving out those lantern rings,
Mm.
Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
4 pictures, 4 poses. They were giving out these lantern rings. They're like on eBay for $150 now. But been waiting for the Dark Knight to return to Mezco. Excited what they might do with the line to add a prototype is a good start. Yeah, just proof of concept. So happy they're making a new one. They definitely need an update. Let's see here. Wow, you guys are on it in the chat, man. Thank you guys. The Dark Knight. I'm hyped, and of course, incoming love comparisons. Yeah, I remember the same thing with Thor and 6-inch plus comparisons. And look how that turned out. Yeah, you don't really see a lot of people bringing that one up lately. Everybody's list. So 120 is doable. The body upgrade is the most exciting for me, and it's not blocky. Yeah, he was kind of, that first Dark Knight. I saw some guy complaining Mezco doesn't make other characters, just Batman. Is that true? I don't know. What do you guys say?
Only 270 other characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I saw, I like that math you just did, right? I saw mostly positive response to the Dark Knight. The only thing I saw people complain about was the head sitting right, but that's just 3D printed. I don't know if it's 3D printed or resin, or if that's, a production sample, like a first-time production sample, but I know that it was glued together and is not, You can always tell which ones are, prototypes, like in the early stages, because they'll just be standing there straight up. Because that's pretty much all you can do with them. So, was the new version of Red Superman on display? Any word on the body updates, if you can share? There wasn't a Red Sun display, Todd, but I think it's still on the same body. I think it's going to be like the other ones, like Gambit and stuff like that. I'll need to rewatch. Didn't know the stream was on. Oh man, yeah. Sorry about that. We started a little early because I have some family stuff I got to do a little bit later. Got to go pick up something from the airport. Do you guys think we'll get a Red Hulk?
I mean, we got a green and a gray. Maybe that'll be the next year's SDCC exclusive.
In person only.
In person only.
Yeah. The Gwen Sweat Superman was in charming pose. Yeah, I don't remember who did that. I don't know if it was KJ or Adam. They did a fantastic job. They did. KJ took Batman 89, and he started messing around. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm gonna do something different with it. I was like, oh, and so he put him in. Did you guys see that squatting pose he put him in?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he put him in this bat landing pose like this. And I think that's probably the first alternate pose that figure's been in on the display, but he killed that, man. But one of those guys did the corn sweat and corn, whatever his name and crypto pose. I was like, I'm not touching that figure. Just kidding. I did look at it though. It is different than the other ones. I hope they do Eradicators, Cyborg Superman. Oh yeah, MC, you down that?
What's that? I'm sorry.
That was it. That Cyborg Superman.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of chat tonight, man. Thank you guys. Wow. Even Phyllis. Boba, good to see you, man. Green Lantern. I remember Darius told me, gotta go through the chat. Gotta be good. I don't care what Punisher looks pale. I think that was the lighting, but I'm gonna show you a picture of him in a little bit. But it didn't look like that. They used some different lighting in it, plus the features. But I'll show you a photo of that. Please, Red Hulk. KJ Pose, Corn Sweat Superman. Cool. Thank you. I think that's my buddy. So yeah, they made him clap. That was good. They had this green version, and then they also showed a gray version. Oh no. I think I got kicked off. Hold on a second. But they showed a red version and a gray version. What'd you guys think of that one?
The gray one?
Did you see that one?
Yeah, that's exciting. Like to see that. Definitely seemed like a couple people that I chat with, they were excited about seeing that. So I like that.
Where's he at? I thought I threw a picture in here. There he is. Yeah, they used some LED lights this time, and it was cool because it's not yellow, but it like really causes a blue hue to everything. He looks good too.
There's nothing on screen page.
Oops, I need to do this. Here you go. Should show now.
Loading. Boom. Yeah, I like that torn shirt look that they did with that.
This effect piece was really cool. It's a little hard, at least for me, it was a little hard to get it on, but once you got it on there, it worked. It was pretty cool. CC, you like? Any thoughts?
I did see this one online when it was announced. I thought this was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Looks good.
Yeah. So they did that. Same thing with the other ones, like butterfly joints. He does have like a single jointed elbow. But I guess because how he bends and say muscles and stuff, I don't know why you'd want him to touch his elbow, but as you can see, what I thought was really cool about this was the butterfly joints. Initially, they were kind of stuck on the first prototype, so you really couldn't do anything. But this next one, this is him just taking, and look, he still has space to do it. So you know how a lot of people were talking about Samurai Jack or Conan?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know going, if you look like this, I don't know about going all the way down because he'll probably hit his pec somewhere, but to be able to do that pose, I think that's what a major concern was for everybody, so he can do it. And it worked pretty well. He was able to hold that, There's no like tack or anything like that holding it. He has an accessory that you put in there that'll hold it even more. What else did I have for that? That's it. Let's see what else. Let's see. Oh, Leader was new. He's not new to the show, but he was on a better. I'm sorry.
Updated.
Yeah. And the paint work was a lot better. The suit I thought fit a little bit better. I took better pictures. I didn't want to give them to the show, sorry. But the suit looked a little bit better. I can't remember if they showed this accessory or if they solicited this one or not, because I've seen different different pieces to him. But yeah, leader. Any thoughts? Nothing?
Looks good. Can't wait to get that one.
She's like, pass. All right. Let's get maybe a little controversy. How about that?
Uh-oh.
All right. You guys saw this?
Here we go.
I know, right? See, so I'm not getting on the guy that said, but I think it was the lighting. But he said something about the skin tone. Was it look so pale? Yeah, right. There's another. I'm sorry. There's another picture I have somewhere, but I think it was the lighting. There's but he's not pale. Trust me. It's a he looks pale here, but not really, right? I lighten this up though, like the exposure. But Punisher, thoughts?
Honestly, I didn't like the suit.
What didn't you like about the suit?
I didn't like the material, the pleathery material. I was kind of hoping we would get a cloth one like we got with animated series and some of the other more recent characters.
Yeah.
Agree.
He's like, agree.
Yeah, like, I mean, I see the issues that I had some chats, creasing and that kind of stuff. So I get it.
Yeah.
But again, does it say this is not final?
I can't remember if I put a placard on this, but I did ask them about this.
Mm-hmm.
So not to give away what they said, I would for now I would take this with a grain of salt, because the initial promo they showed, it was cloth, right?
Yep.
You could kind of see it there, and you can also see in some of the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then they've been getting a lot of feedback on this. In the if you look at the comments under the the reveals IG solicitation on Facebook, everybody's pretty much voiced their opinion about this thing. I tried to look it up because this would kind of be like the Mofix one, right? Was that suit cloth or was it supposed to be leather?
Mofix, they did plastic.
Yeah. Like for me personally, I like the way this looks, but I think cloth would work better. I'd want it to last, and then you're doing stuff. So I understand completely that everybody's feedback on it. It's going to deteriorate over time, no matter what. Yeah. I love the first promo, but seeing the suit switch, I don't want it. Drop the ball big time of my favorite character. Yeah, I can see a lot of people. How is your Superman holding up? Your recovery suit.
I'm gonna have to dig that out and take a look.
Yeah. Can Page describe the suit? It was. I can tell you that it was a prototype. This was another one that was a work in progress, and I would say I felt this material. It's not the material that was used on the Superman recovery suit. I'm trying to remember. There was a figure that had it.
Nightwing?
No, not that thick. It was thinner.
Robin? The Damian Wayne Robin, that his shirt?
No, it wasn't, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. There was one figure that's in the line that had this kind of material. It was something newer, but it was thinner. But again, this is a prototype, so you don't know. And then when I was talking to them about this, I said there's a lot of feedback from the community that originally it's supposed to be cloth and now it's pleather. And they were looking into it and stuff like that, and then they said, I without giving the conversation away, I would say wait until maybe New York. Maybe there's something to figure out by then. because I think they were needing to clarify stuff. Because I don't remember if this one had the pending licensor approval on it or not. I can't remember because we had to switch some of them, because we ran out of time. But I do see the point people are making about if you pre-ordered this and you saw the solicitation photos and you thought that it was going to be cloth and that's the reason why you bought it, and then this is, I understand why somebody would say, hey, that's a bait and switch. That's why I think it's important for them to kind of clarify it,
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people were on their message board saying stuff, and I don't remember them clarifying, but when we talked about it, they were still, they said, oh, we got to look at some stuff and see. So they are aware of it. Looks like Lightwing, but you might understand the concerns. Yes, especially in a harsh environment. If they went with this material, again, prototype, I would say it's not as thick as the Nightwing suit. You know how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that thick. It felt more of like symbiote Spider-Man kind of thickness. Again, prototype. It will look like crap next to Cap and maybe Daredevil. That was a reveal, and when I was looking at the pictures, there were certain angles where I was thinking that looks like they might be using the material as well. We gotta hurry up a little bit. Turtles. Did you guys see Turtles?
I did not.
Turtles. They showed the red bandana turtles.
Oh, they did?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they were up on top. I don't know if I got a picture of them or not. I don't think I did. They showed the red turtles. They showed the 90s turtles. They showed Splinter. There's Splinter.
Splinter looks great.
I'm going to go on a ledge and say this figure is going to be really good. And I don't do that much.
Mm-hmm.
These little guys are really cute.
Diplo? Future Diplo right there?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, yeah.
Was the tail bendy? Or can you not comment on
that? Yeah, I would say it was still in the works, but I mean, you could move it around a little bit.
Okay.
I was really impressed with the accessories. They didn't, obviously they showed those, but there were other accessories, I was gonna put out, but the head sculpts were really good. And I put him. This pose got messed up a little bit. I think everybody was adjusting him and stuff like that, but he had it where he could do the cross leg stuff. So that means he has range. He had double jointed things. You could tell. I like him a lot. And I did this in the cabinet. Gotta make sure I say that, but I did this in the cabinet. But like one of the accessories he had was this. So if you see somebody put this up, you know where it came from. But he had this little bow and arrow.
Oh.
And he actually can hold this. Like there's no tack on this at all. I didn't do anything to manipulate it. But I thought this was really impressive. Mm-hmm. Because that's one of his accessories. It's a real string. Again, this is not the final version. It may not make it into the final version. So take this with a grain of salt. But this was one of the accessories he had, and he had this bow, and he could hold it right. And I was very impressed with that.
It's a great pose.
Oh, and obviously you can see him. He can stand, support weight and stuff like that too. Tail and everything. CC, how many did you get of these? 5?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even half dozen.
Yeah, Mayfix. Mafix was plastic. Yeah. It looks cool, but it will not hold up. Sorry, going back. Diabolic? Yeah, Diabolic. Yeah, I would say that's comparable to just going back a little bit. It looks like they really should listen to the feedback. I hope that they do not make the same mistake with Daredevil or the material. I don't know. Yeah, I do think I don't think a lot of people are a fan of that. I don't know if it's a cost thing or an aesthetics thing, but I don't. I'm wondering why they choose like certain materials for certain characters. We'll talk about Lionel here in a little bit. Black Adam's suit was perfect. Just use that. Yeah, that's true. It was really good. Overlays that would help too. What is the new Punisher advertisement release date again? The pun advertised release date? Let me look. I don't. I think he's a next year. I think he's a December, February, right?
I'm looking.
Yeah, December, February. Sorry. Wait, Daredevil will have a weak Punisher material too. That's not been confirmed, and not the Dread Doc Knock suit. Yeah, again, that was just kind of what I saw, but we should definitely wait and see what they do with their first, showing, and then I love those goofy looking ugly baby. They're cute, man. Have you guys seen Odysseus yet? Sorry. Oh, the
What's
Odyssey. I'm sorry, the Odyssey. Have you guys seen the Odyssey yet?
No, I have not seen it.
Oh my god.
Good.
Oh man, yeah.
When did you find it time to make it to a movie
Oh
theater?
shit, Paige, you
I
haven't
know,
even
right?
97. The original
Chris-
97 yet.
Christopher Nolan was there, and he's like, "Hey, have you seen my new movie?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Come
Okay.
with me." And then Anne Hathaway was there.
And then the Russos took you back and showed you the Avengers Doomsday first cut too, right?
Yeah, Downey did this weird ass voice, and I'm like, "Nah, it's not good." And so he changed it at the last minute to this Doctor Doom thing, whatever it is. Just to let you know, Deadpool did not come by the booth. I went through. I did photos of like 3 Deadpools at that booth, but they were all red. But we had that Batman. I thought it'd been hilarious if he came through in that gray costume. You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he would have came through and done a picture. It looks like Splinter has a toe hinge. Yes, he does. Well, yeah, right there. See it? Toe hinge. Is it showing up?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, man, go see that movie. Oh my god. Get ready to cry. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's on the list.
Especially you, MC. I have a feeling you'll definitely.
Sydney Sweeney show up?
No, everybody else is in there.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but I was like, who is not in this film? It's a really good movie, man. Cece, I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
Do you like Nolan? Do you like Nolan stuff?
Love Nolan stuff.
It's awful long though. I think I'll wait till it comes out.
No, man. I'm telling you, it's.
Is it 2.5 hours?
I'm gonna go see it again.
Dang.
Yeah, it's. I would say from like, God, it's really good. It's hard to describe. Like sonically, everything in there is really good. I mean,
Did you see it in IMAX? Did you watch it in IMAX or did you watch it regular theater?
No, all the IMAX theaters were taking, and so I think we saw in the regular. But I would love to watch it in IMAX so you can see the scale of everything. I don't think there was one performance in it that I didn't like. As from actors, they all had their roles. No, what was it? Elliot Page keeps getting a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He had a mic drop line. I was like, holy crap. I was like, they're giving this guy flack. And then who is it? The one that plays Helena Troy? She did a really good job. And then the one guy that doesn't even talk, well, I mean, he talks later, but Agamemnon, oh man, that movie's really good, man. Let's see here. Real talk, those mummies fodder figures are always getting beat down. Yeah, those poor mummies. I'm hoping that they do. A lot of people showed a lot of interest and they had some feedback on it. So, but yeah. Sorry. What time is it? All right, we got plenty of time. What else? Turtles. They showed the TMNT 90s Turtles. Those looked really good. They definitely are different than the ones they showed before. I got a chance to pose those, and so I really tried to make sure they're prototypes, so they're not all the way done yet. But the poses that I had them in, I really tried to like show off stuff, especially Mikey. Mikey had I put his nunchucks over his shoulders, you know, so you
Yeah.
could see he had double jointed elbows, and he can do this. So yeah, but yeah, he has double jointed elbows, man. This is a prototype, and they fixed the. From what I noticed, this was on the display, of course, you know, like not giving away anything, but to me, they fixed the masks on these so you can see their eyes better. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't remember the bandanas before. I think they were just regular ones, but these are the cloth bandanas, and they had like a little piece of wire in there. You could adjust them.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah. Also, I found out that we talked about it a little bit before. Playmates, they're getting a lot. You know, they're pretty much taking over the license. I'm sorry, Playmates is losing the license to what you call it, Mattel, right?
They're not the only one.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So, they're losing that license, and I think it stops at December 31st of this year. I don't know what it is for everybody else, but everybody's losing the license. So, I think that's why you probably didn't see more from Mezco. Now they did tease. They had those foot soldiers. We'll talk about that in a second. But then they've teased the other foot soldiers too, in previous solicitations. So I think they said, what is it? Playmates has 90 days after the 31st to be able to sell their stuff. They can, you know what I mean, like solicit and sell. After that, they can't do it anymore. So I'm hoping that we'll see whatever is left from Mezco. But yeah, if you're looking to get turtle stuff, I think you should probably find it now because this is something that they're not going to be able to re-release. You know what I mean? I'm all in on the movie Turtles. Two of my favorite games of all time. Looks great. It'll be nice to put Leo on a proper meditation pose. Yeah, that's what I was showing that. But then they work really well. They had the foot soldiers too. Remember we talked about that too? Like let them cook a little bit with that. I think Paige, how did you save this? Um, they were catching a lot of flack before because of that bib tunic. I don't know. Do you guys see any differences?
I don't remember the original.
I remember was it just a promo pic? I can't remember where it just showed like the neck tunic thing. I can't remember. Was it just a headshot or?
Yeah, so I was gonna throw my other picture in here, but that that neck tunic, it was different. Remember, it was kind of like bibby.
Yeah, like it kind of didn't lay flat. Maybe am I right?
Yeah, it was kind of like it was like the old cartoon turtles.
Yeah.
And so remember, of some people like you just wait, you know, because this is a prototype. It's not done yet. I do wonder about this because this comes off right here. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
They all kind of have it. The head and everything else looks the same. They tighten up the suit a lot. Not, you
Good.
know what I mean?
Kind of like lanky. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's the right word to use.
Yeah, and it's better tailoring and stuff. I put some of the weapons out with them. So you also have to remember that some of this stuff is not final. And so when you're posing some of these figures, the last thing you want to do is break them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Nobody
mean,
wants that guy.
yeah, I mean, let's say, hey, you know, and then you'd have to glue it, and then you catch all flack from online about stuff. So like, you know, for me, I'll push these figures, but I wasn't gonna push this one. But I was able to get like decent ankle articulation out of this one, and this is not a final version. It was a prototype. but they all had, you know, I'm interested in seeing the final version. But this same thing, just trying to show that he can be in, certain places he can hold weapons, and the weapons are, they're pretty, you know, there's no like huge gaps in it. He can hold the weapon, they're secured and stuff like that. So we all did things in the booth to kind of show people what the figures can do, at this point. I mean, that's the good thing about having people from the community working on this stuff. So shout
NECA
out
lost
to
their license too.
everybody did.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, hey, Tibella, how you doing, bro? Any word on it? If it's a 3-pack? Interesting. Interesting. They displayed 3. Yeah, right. I don't think anything's been confirmed yet, but yeah. From Mattel, I don't know. Do you think they'll be able to get it from Mattel? I would just prep for. If it was me, I would just try to get whatever turtle stuff I wanted from Mezco before, because I don't think that they're gonna, with the dates, I don't think that they're gonna be doing any more reissues or anything like that. Let's see here. Gonna get 2 sets. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a crap load of those soldiers. OG IDW still stands out with one of the best turtle sets ever made. Fighting myself, not picking up the red bandana set. Yeah, they looked really good. What do we do? Turtles. We did the red. Oh, Shredder. Shredder was updated too. We'll get to Lion out. Did you guys see Shredder? New and improved?
This is the 3rd time he's shown up, right?
Yeah.
I
noticed quite a few differences, but I don't know. Did you guys see anything different?
His arms are on right.
Jerk. CC, need a better picture?
Is he a little bit tighter with the clothes? Like better tailoring?
Yeah. The pants aren't as big.
Yeah. No more hammer
pants. Yeah. Jinx, you owe me a Mezco.
Stop. Page time.
MC, CC's reserving judgment. Here you go. This is I took a bunch of like macros of him too, but I thought this was cool. This will give you a little bit of detail on him.
Oh, he's got scar across the eye. Do they have that?
Oh, right? Oh, CC's gone. It's like, fuck this.
Like, fuck your Ninja Turtles. He's running to go buy some NECA Turtles right now.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't posted this yet, but I thought this was cool. Like, you could actually see the scar. I love like some of the paint that they did on this, and remember his neck. I mean, he was thin in the comics, but I think that neck scarf will kind of like hide some of that.
Yeah,
he moves pretty well. I like him. Let me try to burn through some of this stuff. Let's see here. What else do we have? Splinter, we already talked about. Range of motion, turtles, I talked about. Oh, Marv. Marv was an updated version as well.
CC will be back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Marv was an updated version as well.
He's
I forgot.
Out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They gave him a different head sculpt. Tailoring looks a lot different than what I remember because some of this stuff was really baggy. I think KJ posed him. I'm not too sure. KJ posed him, and I think KJ and Adam actually messed around with him, and they said that they thought he moved pretty well, very well. I'm trying to find my thing that I have for him, but I guess not. But yeah, he moved pretty well, he said. What else do they have? Oh, we skipped over this, but they had this will make Boba very happy. They showed the Thief edition. of Conan. The soft goods on this was what really caught my eye. I wasn't able to get too many pictures of him because the lighting was bad, but it was really cool. He was good. I skipped this one too. Michael Myers. I believe this is like the 2007 edition.
Is that the Rob Zombie version?
I think so, yeah. The bloody knife. I got some good macros of him that are a lot better, but they showed him burning through some of this stuff. What else? Marv, Lionel. DC side. I was gonna show that, but that was one of the digital online reveals. Peacemaker. I will be honest with you. I thought this looked really good. I haven't watched the show.
There's no picture up.
There isn't. There's one of
I can't see
Peacemaker,
it.
right?
I can't see it.
Oh, I get it. I was like, don't freak me out.
And you said, like, can I?
Huh?
Did you meet somebody famous? Did somebody famous come by?
He came by. Mattel was right across from us, so he was doing that Hot Wheels thing.
Oh, okay.
And he was saying, but I did. These are throwaway macros, but I'm gonna post this. But that's what his face sculpt looks like.
Were you surprised by this one?
I was. I don't know if we're gonna get an unmasked head because that's licensing and that's a lot of money. I don't know, but I saw a lot of pictures online. You know what I mean? And it was cool. But like when I got into the cabinet and I opened this up and you know what I mean? I got a little bit closer than other people can get. I thought this looked like him. And this is a prototype. They're gonna still work on this. Somebody had mentioned something. I'm not too familiar with the character, but is his helmet? Because I know there's different seasons. Is his helmet supposed to be chrome?
I think it's shinier. I didn't enjoy this show, honestly, and for some reason I'm thinking the helmet's supposed to be a little bit shinier like that.
Yeah. Agree. We need April. Did Marv get pushed back till November? I think so. He got pushed back till later, but I'll be honest with you. I think it will. Was it? He got pushed back July, September. So that date didn't change. I think it changed earlier in the year, but his is still holding July, September right now. Adam posed Marv said he moves good. Yeah, so Adam did that one. Adam and KJ did like a fantastic job, man. They did the turtles. I don't know if you saw that, MC, but they love doing the turtles because they do these like little things. Like they did the one where they're jumping in the air and they had the high five.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, Darius does really good like posing and battle poses and stuff, but they just added like this kind of like that cartoon humor kind of thing. And then this year, one like did it where they were throwing the pizza at the other one. It was they're really creative with those, with the turtle. Looks like the Arnold Conan I've been waiting for. Yeah, this is I think it's kind of like that beach version, But to finish up, I'll post this later, but it's not really showing up that well. But I was pretty impressed with this, and it's not done yet. It's better than just having a mask with no face sculpt in it, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's Punisher. Yeah, and I think people were really concerned about this because of that. You can kind of see right there. Again, prototype, not finished version, but you can. This is obviously, I think, what people are concerned about. It doesn't seem like there's too much wrinkling, But anyway, keep moving forward, Paige. You gotta hurry. Let's see here. Getting out of that. What else do we have? Oh, there was. I even took a picture of him for you.
CC's kicking himself in the ass for not getting this one.
Yeah, I will say this suit looks better. I remember the shorts, the briefs. The suit wasn't really tightened up, I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, this for Boba. I got some really good macros of him. But this is the Pit Fighter Conan. I'm trying to think of what other things to say about him. Oh, but jumping back to Marvel.
Ooh, yeah. What were your thoughts on Nightcrawler?
I liked it. I messed around with him a little bit, but this still is not a finished version. And then they posed him. I didn't have a lot of time with him, but he moves more than he did before because that one was just standing there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had, but yeah, I think this one's going to be good. They actually, I don't know if you can tell, they actually put the sword on his tail too.
I thought I saw that online.
Yeah. Well, you can kind of tell from the back, like right there, you could see the sword. But that tail, they had it, and the tail was able to hold the sword.
Mm.
Super excited about Peacemaker. Can they pull off Clayface? Yeah, I wonder. Like, I know somebody mentioned something about Doomsday figures.
I like
Again, this was then, but from what I understand, when they were talking to other people, they said that they didn't have any plans on doing anything for the Doomsday line, but things can change.
Oh, like the Marvel Doomsday. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Superman Doomsday.
Helmet has a mirror finish in the show. Okay, thank you, Todd. Yeah. I mean, I guess if I would get out, just take some chrome and tape off the eyes.
Chrome paint, like the paint.
Paige, do you get to see stuff on Tuesday or Wednesday that they show to everyone in the week, or do you see it? Or do you see it when we do? No, so I get to help them set up stuff, and so I see it on Monday when we get there, when we're unpacking everything. So kind of like a sneak preview. But it's really cool. Get to see all this stuff. I'll be honest with you. There's sometimes that they have stuff that they don't put on display because I know that people kind of judge them a little harshly on some of the prototypes that they do put out, but they're very particular about what they put out. You know what I mean? So if they have something that they put together and Mez doesn't like it, he says, nope, we're not going to put that out. And so there's lots of times, there are things that people don't see. So it's interesting. Sometimes you'll see stuff and you're like, oh, wow. And they don't put it out. And you just got to like, we did that. Okay, this is for Boba? Yeah. Boba, I did a close-up just for you, but I'll show it later. Like all. This is another one that caught a lot of different reactions. What are your thoughts?
I mean, looks like a lino. I can tell it's early.
Yeah.
I think it's good they showed it. I mean, like, because what do we get? Just a promo, just Thundercats? Is that all we got? Was maybe like the Eye of Thunder or something? Like I don't think we got the logo. Was that what it was? I don't remember now what the original when they announced it. So it's good to see it in person.
Yeah. This is a very, very, very. This was another one of those that were put together on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I when I say on the spot, I mean they had it coming, but they put it together at the show.
Yeah, you guys had some glue sticks in the back and slapped it together.
Yeah, this is a very early prototype. So I think there was a question earlier about can he do the the Thundercats Ho pose. This is a prototype, so it was set in a certain position. So probably have to wait until they show it later on or they get a working prototype. But any thoughts on this? Like anything good, bad, whatever?
What? Excuse me. I want to see more. It definitely gives you some nostalgia feels for sure. What's the other? Was it Super 7 that's doing it? That looks good in the box. At least this one will look better in hand.
I don't know, but if CC keeps, oh hey. We didn't talk about much. We did 5 points Powerpuff Girls, so you didn't miss anything.
Oh,
and,
man.
and James Gunn, Peacemaker, your favorite.
Oh, did we show? Yeah, we did show Peacemaker, right?
Yeah.
CC, do you want to see that or no?
No.
Comics MCU.
He doesn't need to see it to buy it. He already knows he's getting it.
Yeah. That's an easy pass for me on that one.
Yeah. Well, here's some feedback. I like Lion-O. The shoulders should be a little bit wider, though. Some other things that I saw were the his joints, where his hips are on the thighs that connect to the there. I saw a lot of people talking about that, how it's exposed.
Nobody wants to see his thrust bucket.
Well, I get it because the cartoon version, that suit rides like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You guys want him in booty shorts instead? Is that what you guys are saying?
No. So, like, when you look at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I see it, I'm still thinking that this is a prototype, right? It still needs work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like showing these photos, because we like with the ninjas and Shredder and all that other stuff, we get to progressively see how it changes, right? Because we highlight this stuff. I'm wondering if they're gonna redesign that or make it look different, or make it more flesh tone so it's not noticeable. Because this is cool if you would want to get him in some poses, like dynamic poses. But let's do this really quick. I wonder if where's it at? I'm wondering if this would work for Lion-O, and I can't, because I don't remember having any problems with Conan, but where is he at? I'm wondering if something like that would be more aesthetically pleasing.
Booty shorts.
No, the legs. You see how the legs like go up, but it's hidden, I think I'm trying to remember when I did when I tore that thing down. I don't know if that's hiding it. I remember that he had that soft hip area that I showed you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if something like that, if maybe because it's cut off here, maybe if this is a prototyping, those legs will actually extend a little higher, that piece. I don't know, but I think maybe this is what people kind of want. Is that what you get or no? Or does it matter?
It doesn't matter to me. I just want it to look good.
Yeah. CC, any thoughts?
I mean, just interesting to see how they scale with like Super 7 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why I say it is it'd be great if they scale well enough so you can use the Super 7 as like companion pieces. Because I really don't think Mezco is going to dig nearly as deep as Super 7 did with all the characters that they already have.
Yeah.
But it would be very nice to have some Thundercats that are posable.
Yeah.
You don't want Mezco to make a Thunder Tank because you'd have to buy a second one?
Well, I won't be buying a second one no matter what. I don't care what they do. That's the one complaint I really have with the Super 7 Thundercats is they look great, but they're not dynamic at all. So if Mezco can capture that look, plus give them some mobility, it'd be pretty nice.
Was it you that showed us a Tiger and how crappy he was to pose? Did we do that?
These things
off screen or off camera at one point?
These things, I mean, look at that's your bicep. That's all you're getting.
These are the Super 7s?
This is a Super 7. That's all you're getting on this bicep. And that's it. That's all the arm bends you get. I mean, you kind of get some leg movement. You know what I mean? Like these things aren't like kicking the leg up. That's as high as you're getting.
What's preventing his leg from going up higher, CC? Is it like the?
It's,
Is it the?
just the way, kind of like that plastic where those shorts are right there?
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Oh, so it is the. Yeah.
The actual body.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, he looks tremendous just standing there.
Yeah.
Looks just like a cartoon, whatever. But I mean, yeah.
Did your lion? You have Lionel, right?
Yeah.
Can you show us that one to see where, like, if that followed the same design in terms of
the crotch?
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Oh, really quick. This is while he's doing that, I started this one. Did they ever specify what available online means? Gambit was labeled available. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Right time. Gambit was labeled as available at the New York Comic-Con booth, but it was bought back out from retirement. Yeah, there was a couple of questions. I think that they're gonna kind of clarify a little bit more because they had them on the placards. CC. They had them on the placards this year, and it said available online, and people were thinking, "Oh, well, I'll just go to the Mezco website, and that means it's actually available." But most of them would be waitlisted. So I think they meant in terms of like what it was is like it's available online, meaning that's where you could get it. You wouldn't be able to get it there at the booth. But there were a couple people that said they were confused about it. So that's definitely something I think they'll probably take a look at and try to revamp for the next event. Hopefully that answered the question. I hope that means add a bonus armor. I'm trying to bust this because it's 10 o'clock. Yeah. Mondo. Yeah, I've heard good things about Mondo with the line. Super 7 was a real letdown. The prototypes looked brilliant, but the final delivered left a lot to be desired, to put it politely. It's constructive feedback, right? I could choose more harsh words. I believe you can, sir. He's got legs. What else? So yeah, that's what I was thinking they might do with that. I mean, it's a prototype. Again, all of this stuff that was there, it was not finished. Then we have, of course, our guy right here. This thing looked great.
Yeah.
Jesus, bro. What'd you guys think?
Must have.
Hope this gets us a step closer to a penguin.
Oh, very good thought. He's a little shorter than Frankie, so I'm wondering how maybe if they cut his legs. But yeah, he would make a great penguin, man. I like the way he thinks. I did some close-ups of his suit and his tie. Man, they've gotten so much better with their suits.
Is that a paisley tie?
I don't know. I took I started trying to research it, but I took a very close up that, and I took a close up of this bullhorn.
Fabulous. That overcoat.
Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. Oh, his shoes too. Like the shoes he had, these are like these wingtip shoes. He was fun to kind of like shoot, but he was on display. Another Rumble Society character that was on display that was improved, but I didn't get a chance, was the armored Baron Benz. And then they also had Letterman. And I want to get your opinion on this. Yeah, he looked good, man. Jesus. But I'm going to get your opinion on this. So they also sneak showed. This is why you should always pay attention at the booth, because they didn't label him. They didn't tell anybody to put him out. But you ready for this, MC?
Mm-hmm.
They put out Burner Letterman.
Yeah. Is the head flocked? Looks like it.
It is. And since you mentioned that,
He needs to get
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna redo this because it looks like it would touch his eyebrows. You know?
I think he looks great.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's got vapors. You know, white shirt. The shoes are different color. These pants are kind of like the ones he had before, but they didn't. This wasn't complete or didn't have the layout, all of it. You know, so you
Yeah.
don't know all of what you get, but obviously you're going to be getting different head sculpt and everything. It's cool. I saw this and I saw a lot of people. The feedback was like if he had it a little bit, you know. What did somebody say? Maybe he looked like he was using like Topic or that hair, you know, the hair hair fibers or some shit.
He was doing the spray on hair that they advertised and got a little carried away.
Yeah. You remember Carlos Boozer did that to the game one time? He was bald one moment, and then all of a sudden he had like a full. Yeah, see, Letterman needs a lineup. So first time they showed this, all this stuff in there is prototypes. Definitely, it would have changed. But I saw that and I go,
Face his ass.
yeah. That's the only thing I saw that and that was a lot of the feedback that I kept hearing people say,
It'd be cool if they did a flocked fro head, like fro hair flocked.
Yeah, like they molded it and then put the flock on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd want like an actual all flock fro because I'd be afraid
it'd be crushed. But just give it.
I mean, the afro on 75 Gomez is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that would work with him. The Gangsters Inc. I hope they keep making characters beyond the original 3. This has to be major potential to build up the Gangsters universe. I think. I can't say enough good things. Yeah. Go home. Needs a mohawk sculpt. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked how they're changing Vapor skin color along the way. All these variants are most likely feel like the same figure. Accessory packs is what feels. Yeah. I definitely be something different. Okay, so a little bit of bad news. Okay, and good news.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for it. So, as if you were doing if you saw any booth tours or if you saw any pictures or anything like that, or even what we were going through, there were probably a couple of lines that you saw that weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see Silent Hill, but we talked about that before. You didn't see Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't see G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dick Tracy there?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second. But there were quite a few people that came up to the booth, so I don't think I'd be saying anything out of pocket. But a couple of people came up and asked about G.I. Joe, and they said that line is no more.
What?
Yeah. So, I'm an optimist, so I would say that G.I. Joe is done for now.
Do you think it's a licensing thing, or
It,
what you would speculate on, not information that you know? Because I would think it like some kind of license, like maybe they only have like a limited time.
I'll give you both. It's what we've talked about before. It's the line not being supported. We've talked about it a lot, and I keep using the examples. I don't think it's really caught on with everybody, but if they see that there's not an interest financially or even from a collector's perspective in the line, they don't continue it. And you can kind of tell the ones that are popular what's working, Batman, Gomez, stuff like that. It's cool they do these obscure characters and pulp and all that stuff, but if nobody's supporting the line, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what happened with G.I. Joe. It's like the numbers weren't there to justify it. Indiana Jones, I didn't see that, and then I think I had asked somebody about Map Room Indy, and they said no.
Hmm.
And what else was it? Silent Hill. But remember, bad news, good news. If you looked, Dick Tracy was still there, so that's a good sign. You know, because that could have easily been taken out. So.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason that's there. I mean, how many G.I. Joe figures they had, that could have filled up some of the case, you know. There were spots. But they had that same.
7 Joes?
Yeah.
2 Snake Eyes making this, you know, Snake Eyes.
Yeah. So I personally believe, I don't think that the Dick Tracy line is done, you know. You know, not yet. But it does. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't want it to come off like saying that, you know, if you want a line to continue, you got to buy it. You better buy it. You better buy it. It's not. I'm not trying to come off like that. What I'm saying is like, if there's a line that you're interested in and you want to see it, you know, progress, or if I always feel like it's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, and I get it because these figures are expensive, and we all have limited space, and maybe it's something that. You're saying to yourself, I don't like this Solomon Grundy. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna buy it. That's how I look at it. I look at it, okay, I'm putting money in to potentially get some other characters that I want. Because if not, they're gonna be like, it's not, you know, Joe's RIP. Yeah, unfortunately. I would have loved to see what they did with that line. Didn't see the Shadow unless I missed it. Yep, that's another one. But the Shadow's kind of like a one-off character. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this before too. I think it's the end of this. Was it? It was the end of last year. There was a licensing section for the Shadow that became public domain, and then I can't remember if it's the magazine, comic, or if it was the radio show. Or the TV show. And then at the end of this year, don't quote me, but I think all that stuff public domain, so maybe they're waiting for that. I don't know. I think people would love to see that again. Yeah, so kind of bad news, but good news. But something we can all learn from, right? What else is there? Trying to think what else. We talked about Foot Soldiers, talked about Turtles, talked about Dick Tracy, G.I. Joe we already talked about. Yeah, we did. They did 5 points. Thundercats. Those looked really cool. That would also kind of give us an idea of where they're gonna go. What happened here? Oh, I'm only doing this because I know CC loves Thundercats. But these look good, man. I thought they did, but you can see the size difference. You know.
Just as articulated as the Super 7.
Probably, right? Anyway.
They're
Power
really
down. Was this Mumrut, right?
Yep.
Was it Mummut? Yeah. He looks huge. And then they did tease in their digital reveals. I guess we can talk about that next. Because it's Letterman, we talked about that digital reveals. I'm trying to hurry up. There's just so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry?
You got time constraint.
I do, yeah. Yeah, but this is the booth. See that? I was trying to pull it up, but yeah, there's the booth. That's the way line wrapped around and everything. And then I don't know if you can see it, but do you see how small this is? You see where that banner is?
Mm-hmm.
From there to there is all the space that you have to store all those exclusives, all the figures that you have, all of these dioramas. Oh, did you see those dioramas?
Mm-mm.
I didn't do that. I did this one, but I didn't do that. They had somebody else do these. But these were cool because they had like a street theme, and then over here they had these cogs and stuff that they did the Hazard Squad stuff. But yeah, But yeah, that's how much room you have. It's not a lot of room to store all of the exclusives and everything else. But they did have a. Oh yeah, there's Batman. We put Batman over here, and you would take pictures. But we're going digital. We talked about him. Talked about him. We talked about him. Hey, what's that Google? What's he doing? That's KJ. He had to have been talking to them. What else do we have? Sold out stuff. Anything else? Oh yeah, this was the line. See how it wraps all the way around. So it goes here, all the way around to here, all the way around there, and all the way to here. And then it backed up against that wall. So this is why stuff sells out quick. There's a lot of people there. Oh, where's the other side?
The rest of digital reveals.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the other ones that they had because it was that one. Where's it at? They showed this Mumra.
Looks good. Light up eyes potentially.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking they'll probably follow the same format they did with the other ones, the 2000. What were they? 19 versions, the 18-inch. CC, don't look, CC. You ready? Don't look. You ready? I thought this was badass.
Yeah, look good.
So I was like, I wonder if they were gonna do a 112 version, but yeah. All right, CC, you're back on. Look, they offered this.
Yes.
So are we calling this cloth or leather?
I hope it comes with good material.
That's good.
I don't know what that would be, but like maybe like what Green Goblin or Spider-Man had. I know it's going to be a little bit harder because it's like one color, being just red.
Yeah. CC, what do you think?
I was looking at it, kind of see you really can't tell anything at all from that.
Let me take this down. Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Almost like there's an overlay or something on there, like it's cloth with like a vinyl overlay or something.
I would be cool with that. Like, I see what you mean. Like here,
Mm-hmm.
I would be cool with that. I think it's the jury's still out on if it's Punisher is that too. I know they showed that, but they also showed the other thing. Planet of the Apes was not there, and they have not said anything about that line for a while. So I would be honest with you, I would think that line is done as well. How well they did with Firefly, I hope they came close to Cobra Commander if the line doesn't continue. Yeah, I don't think that it did that well because feedback, of course, So again, if you like something, I'm going to keep saying it. If you like something, you're enjoying something, take pictures of it. Tag Mezco. Tell them what you like about it because unfortunately, there are people out there for whatever reason. They don't like the line. They don't like the practice. Whatever it is, they're very vocal about it. And so a lot of the stuff that people see online from them is that. So, take your pictures. Tell what you like about the figure. Tell what you want improved about the figure. I mean, I think you can do that. You can cover both of those areas in an adult way.
Yeah.
Paige, do you think Mezco will ever do a 112 Killer Clown? That would be cool. There's a lot of Killer Clown fans out there. What do you guys think?
Excuse me.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about a killer clown.
Or you say cloth cape like Doc Knock. Sorry, let me try to get through. OG, yes, see? Todd said the 80s OG Lionel and Mumra had light up eyes too. Great callback. Yeah. And I can guarantee you, if there's a working, prototype or close to production sample of one of these figures, I can guarantee you if Darius, KJI, and Adam are there, one of us will try to put it in there. Because like I said before, we read comments and stuff. I think it's really beneficial to the community to have people from the community there, and then guys that are talented like Darius and KJ and Adam that compose and stuff. Because we all know what we'd like to see, and we all really try to showcase that so it answers some of those questions. You know, they did show this as well. Bless you for all the times you sneeze. Sorry. They did show this too. This is the one I think I'm most excited about.
Midnight Suns.
It's one I definitely didn't see coming.
Yeah.
Machu. I didn't either. Do you guys, any of you guys know anything about this? I think it's supposed to be based off the game, right?
I think there was a comic book run too.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo is still there, right? The gang. Oh, I can't remember, to be honest with you. I don't think that they were. Were they? But yeah, this Blade, I'm looking forward to. It'll be nice to have an update. This looks cool. Looks like it has some homages, but
wasn't Doctor Strange in the Midnight Suns also?
yes, Ghost Rider.
Moon Knight.
I think wasn't Brother Voodoo part of that as well for a little bit?
It'd be cool if a new Doctor Strange, a new Moon Knight, like updated all those guys. That'd be cool.
That's a Marvel. Hold on a second. I'm checking. Yeah, they're there. Scooby-Doo, right there. Keep hope alive. Oh, they also had a Harry Potter too. I took macros of those. I'll put them up. Hermione, like her face was a little. It looked like kind of like a little boy, but I showed it to somebody. And they're like, "Yeah, it's kind of like it." Let me see. That's pretty much it, I think, guys. I don't want to beat it in the ground, but we did 2 hours.
Kingpin.
It's a lot. Oh yeah. They did put that up at the last minute. Did I put this in here? Yeah, there it is. Kingpin. Thank you. Good call, bro. Thank you. Thoughts on this?
Yes.
MC is very, very excited about this one.
Yes.
What would you rate your excitement? A 5, 4?
I think he was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah. Agreed, Paul.
I mean, we got Daredevil teased, so I was pretty, like with the Punisher promo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was happy to see it actually, shown as a reveal. But this one was, I did not have this on my bingo card.
Hold on a second. I mean, I don't think it will work. Punisher and Daredevil will be examples if voice issues with the figures will be taken seriously. I mean, they need a uniform material in terms of brand. Oh, do you mean like having a variation so everything's not all looking the same? I think something that would definitely help is maybe doing a little bit of what is it? Looking at other forms of material for that pleather. I don't know the process. I don't know what you have to go through, but I know my experience isn't the same as everybody else's. I haven't had any issues except for that Green Arrow, but that's a 10-year-old figure. But most of my stuff I pose, but I keep it in climate control conditions. But I know that's not everybody's situation. Guy in Thailand's like, F you, Paige. That's not where I live. I don't care if you live in Florida and it's humidity. Oh man, good God. I was in the airport going in, carrying all that stuff. I was sweating, carrying my stuff in my bags. We got to San Diego. I got out there. I'm like, man, it's bright out here. And all of a sudden the weather, and I'm like, why isn't it hot? I said, I took 2 steps. Why aren't I sweating yet? The weather there is so nice. And then the taxi driver said, we're like, how you doing? He goes, good. It's so hot here. And ugh. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, Florida's savage last couple weeks.
I was like, you must not have visited hell, sir. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. We ain't even getting the movie. Yeah, there will only be one blade. Is there only, what did he say? There's only ever going to be one blade. Based off action here, a lot of characters were part of the Midnight Sun. Looks like Snipes a little from behind. Sawtooth Blade is a great third party for me as Snipes Blade. Paige, were you interested in those skeleton warriors from the Horsemen were showing off? You know what? I didn't really get a chance to see a lot of stuff that they put out. Like when you're at the con, I know you're at the con, but it's so busy that it's hard to keep up with the news. I don't think I saw that Deadpool clip till like a day or two later. So I need to go back and check some of that stuff out. Did you guys see the Mythic Legion skeletons?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Remember the old Skeleton Warriors, CC, when we were kids?
The what?
The Skeleton Warriors figures when we were younger?
Mm-hmm.
Mythic Legions did them.
Mm.
Wow. Definitely a neat cage. Could you see them doing a black suit version? Do you guys see them doing a black suit version of Kingpin if he does well?
I hope so. Because CC's going to try to resell his with Cheeto dust on it.
In-person exclusive.
In-person exclusive.
Yeah. Throw Misty Knight in there. Why not? They did Tangerine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could pretty much do that. Let me see here. Diabolic, I believe, is okay. The one day I picked him up and noticed it was cracking. Yeah, it all depends on, like we said before, how dynamic you pose him, how long you keep it in there, the environment. Freaking pissed I never got Doc Ock. I got Goblin at least. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Well, they're doing so many reissues, you never know, man. You never know. Especially if they're doing characters like this from Spider-Man, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They are very aware of what is popular in the community. Do you know what I mean? Like character-wise. And that's another good thing about the con. There were people coming up and saying, hey, are you guys going to do this character? Are you going to reissue Fantastic Four? And after, that's what I mean about feedback, because they listen to that, they take all that stuff into consideration. You know, they talk about it and they go, oh, maybe you should do another run of this or this. You know, the con experience is, dude, I can't tell you, it's so much different than online. I did have one guy chew me out though. I don't know if you want to hear that story, but it was my fault though. Kind of, not much. Doc had to be a reissue. I can see it. Anyway. You want to hear the story real quick or no?
Ready.
It's not lengthy. So they had, this goes to the exclusives. So maybe it brings it full circle. So they had the exclusives, right? And they had allocated till Saturday. And so that's what we were telling people, right? And so he's like, yeah, they'll have Batman till Saturday. And so Friday, I guess it was a change of plans, and they just said sell the rest, for the day, right? And so Saturday came around, and the guy came up to the booth, and they were ringing stuff up, and he's like, so you guys don't have any more Batman? And you're like, no, sir, we sold out yesterday. And he's like, but he told me you'd have it till Saturday. I was like, fuck.
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I made plans to come back here on Saturday to pick this up. And I'm like, yeah, you got me on that one. And I said, well, You remember we talked about last week, his professional page and everything? I said, yeah, I apologize about this, sir. It was changed. He's like, who changed the plans? And I don't make that decision. It was, it was people, that are above me.
Yeah.
And he says to me, he goes, yeah, but some of us are making plans according to information. I said, you know what, sir, you're absolutely right. And I apologize. That was my mistake. I said, but plans were changed and I don't have any control over that. And he said, you need to get your shit together. Fair point, right? If he is basing his plans off the information that was given and it was wrong, I can understand him being mad. I said, duly noted, sir. I said again, I apologize to you. I said I was just giving you the information that I was given. He goes, yeah, but it's really fucked up that you did that. And I go,
breaks.
Yep. I said, okay. All right. I said, yep. Apologize, sir. And he said, you need to make sure you pass that to your to the people you work for. I said, no problem. I'll make sure I give them that feedback, sir. So yeah. Yeah. Do you want to hear the follow-up to this story?
Yeah.
So.
You told the next guy the last one.
Huh?
Or you told the next guy the last one.
Did you walk out with 6 of them under your arms? Well,
I want to give it to that.
No, but like I said, to bring everything full circle, there's all that inventory and stuff like that, and we were able to find a couple of extra ones, but they had already sold out of them, right? So what do? You can't sit there and say, "Hey, we got 3 more," because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we all just decided to do it randomly, and so we decided, like, okay, well, you just pick somebody, and if they ask, you do it. And so it was like one of our turns, and this guy came up and he said what he said, and he was like, no. But it's cool because the next guy comes up, he has this Batman shirt on, and you could tell he was just heartbroken. He's like, oh God, no. And he's like, hey, can I help you? He said, yeah. He goes, I've been rushing all day. I tried to get over here. I could not get it. You can tell he's a Batman fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, he goes, oh God, I can't believe they sold out. And I felt really bad for him. I was like, oh really? He said, yeah. He's like, yeah, I tried to rush over here. Huge Batman fan. I love this. I love the color palette, all this stuff. And he's going into the story, and they're just like, okay. So he gets over. Moral of the story.
Be kind.
Watch how you talk to people. You never know. You never know.
That other guy can eat farts.
Well, he was mad. I totally get why he's mad. I totally do. Do I think he handled it like that? No. But I could totally understand why he did. Because if I'm basic, it's the same thing with the Five Nights at Freddy, like with you,
Mm-hmm.
I went there every day in the morning before to go to act. Well, no, you know what I mean? Like, I went there every day, and they said, come back, get a wristband. Come back, get a wristband. And then I get there, I go, is this the line for the wristband? He's like, yeah. And he looked, he goes, you're a vendor? I said, oh, exhibitor. He's like, you can't get in line. I was like, what? It's like, me, it's a toy page. He goes, I don't know how hell you are.
You should have said, you should name drop Sawyer.
I should have said my name was Darius. I was DNA. I might have got it. But he's like, yeah. He goes, we're not selling to vendors. And I said, okay. And I turned around and walked away. So I get it. I understand. But he was mad. He had a good reason. Got bad information and made a decision upon it. And that was my fault. So I'll take that. That angry dude 100% went into the Facebook group and complained. I bet he did. I saw some dude say it sold out in 8 minutes, and I'm like, you're a liar. You know me, I'll timestamp all that shit. As soon as I took the sold out sign and I put it in the cabinet, and I took a picture right when it happened. So like anybody that says that kind of stuff, I'm like, you're a liar. Anyway, last thing. Can we follow up on the last thing? Because it's good news. Good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Mezco meetup. I personally want to thank everybody that came to the meetup. This was probably the best meetup in the, I don't know how many, in the last, 3 or 4 that we've had. There were a lot of people there. I think the first time we had it, there was maybe 20 or 30, next like 30, 40. This time there was like 65 to 75 people there.
Wow.
I could not believe it. And so I want to thank everybody that came out, to support that, that event. There was a lot of great people there, a lot of talented people, good friends. There's a lot of good camaraderie. We took up 2 rooms, and so this is growing. And the good thing about it is that I don't know if people knew, but there were a couple of Mezco employees there. And so they actually got to be there, see it, and then also experience it. And they had a good time too. So, I mean, maybe this takes off in another direction, maybe, you know what I mean? I also want to thank Mez and also everybody that works at Mezco, because they were very nice. They didn't have to do this, but they're like, hey, you're doing the meetup tonight? It's like, yeah. And they've done this before, like with like some little stuff and, a couple figures, but they said, well, why don't we get you something so you can take to the meetup, right? And I'm like, sure, why not? And so Mezco, where's the picture? So they gave me 2 figures, and this is all legitimate, did like a wheel and shit like that, and we spun. But they gave 2 people one, and the first person that won was Killzone, and they donated a rumbler to him. Like they gave him one.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So his name came up. He won a rumbler. That's like, I mean, there it was like $350. I mean, I'm not trying to put a price tag on it, but like, I mean, they just gave that. I was like, wow. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So they did that, and then the second prize they gave, Jay shot one, and it was a Phantom Knight. This one had a little bit of a cherry on top because I know he doesn't believe it, but Mez actually signed it for him. So he put like this Mezco Meetup 2026, and he signed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Jay shot one a Phantom Knight. And again, I wanted to thank them because they didn't even have to do that, but then also he wanted to put like a little personal touch on it, make it special. So and those 2 guys, great guys. So there's a lot of other people, that were there that obviously if you came and you supported stuff and your fans, everybody deserves something. It doesn't happen that way. But I was really happy that these 2 gentlemen were able to walk away with something, And that's it. Missed the meetup. Hope to meet next year. Yeah, bro, it would be really good to see you there, man. Bummed I missed the meetup. Yeah, I didn't see you there. I was like, damn, because T was there last time. Mezco needs to make a Rocketeer. Yeah, that would be cool. Later. Thank you, man, for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Gotta run. Stay safe, people. Paige, do you think we'll see a Rocketeer from Big Bad Workshop? I don't know. Isn't Vala's doing a Rocketeer, I think. I'd rather he curse you than attack you over it. That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Those are the only 2 options.
Pretty much, right? Yeah, that's it. There's a lot to process, a lot to take in, but it's a good event. What did you guys think? What did you guys think overall of about the show, honestly?
I really like the reveals. Kingpin was awesome. Daredevil. Cool to see those still going with that kind of retro style. I think Jada killed it. They're showing the TMNT news was a shocker.
What about you, CC?
I did a real bad job of following along with SDCC. Like I didn't seem to see a whole lot of it on social media, and I didn't necessarily go looking for it either. so it just kind of went by for me.
Do you feel like you missed out on anything?
I don't know. It's hard to know because I really don't. I honestly don't. When you're just not connected on social media and stuff to follow along, I don't really know what I did miss out on.
Do you think that kind of helps too? Also with like not feeding into some of the, hype or FOMO?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. When it's not just constantly in your feed or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I was anchored to the booth a lot, but you're walking to the bathroom, you're walking to get something to eat. It is like, it's like Vegas or like a drug. You're just walking by all these booths and you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. There's a lot of booth with a lot of product and all of it looks good, man. Glitz and glamour. So yeah, man. I need to have some blinders like you.
CC, I sent a link in that group chat about Jada and all the reveals for Invincible that they did.
Man, that Thrag was good, didn't it?
What's that?
Thrag and Alan looked great.
Oh, you saw him? Okay, you saw it. Yeah, and Battle Beast, holy shit.
Yeah.
All of them look. Thrag was stunning.
I wanted to do that in this episode, but obviously we just
we have a lot.
So maybe that can be the next show and
to the next episode.
Yeah, so maybe you can do something like that, and because that's a lot of stuff that you guys know more about, Daredevil was awesome until this stream. Now I'm scared. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It was a tease, and they weren't even able to give me a definitive answer on Punisher. So, New York Comic-Con is going to be in like 2 months, I think. I'm sure by that time things will be a little bit more worked out, and then maybe we can get more concrete answers. But I get it if you have Punisher pre-order. It's kind of like, like we talked about before, but it's not out yet. And just give it a little time. Let it marinate a little bit. Are you going to New York Comic-Con? I don't know yet. I guess we'll have to see if I was worthy enough, If I did my time, We'll see. Hopefully. With how well they did Conan, I think He-Man would be incredible for them. I agree with you, Todd. I think it would be great.
Did you guys watch the movie yet? He-Man?
No, it's on Amazon, right?
Amazon or HBO? Yeah, Amazon, because Mortal Kombat 2 is streaming on HBO.
Yeah, on HBO, yeah.
I watched Mortal Kombat 2.
What'd you think?
They shouldn't make a 3.
Yeah.
They're not going to. They're done.
Are they? I heard they work on number 3 already.
I thought I read an article that said something about they said 5 years, 2 movies, and it's over. But I don't know. I'll look it up again.
Seemed like there was just so much potential there. I don't know. It just
God.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
Was this worse than the first one? I'm not saying the first one was bad, but
yes.
I felt like there was more story in the first one because you had the whole conflict between Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So you had a little more of that context, I think. Where this one was real lacking.
Yeah. I've heard this too, Todd, that even though people don't like Jared Leto, I heard that his performance is, it's very.
He just had a whole bunch of news come up about Jared Leto today.
Yeah. Whoa, it was lit. CC, he said it was already greenlit, so maybe.
That's Jared. Yeah.
Jared's in trouble.
Uh-oh. That's my boy. Yeah, Machu was there too. Machu was there at the meetup, and Jay Shot. They weren't doing Jared Leto things, but what was the somebody asked a question. The He-Man? No, it was something else. They were so.
No. Well, folks, Paige was just about to unveil the next pre-order.
Yeah. In hand.
Mez gave him permission to show off a new.
Yeah, man.
Find out next week.
You probably got a phone call. He's supposed to be at the airport picking somebody up.
Oh, Paige, we can see that you're not wearing pants, Paige.
Yeah.
And it's canceled.
Keep it above the desk. Keep it above the desk.
Yeah, Jesus. What's her name? Oh, we can't hear you, Paige.
It's the charm of the show.
I'll send you a picture of those skeleton warriors, CC, real quick too. This you might. I know you and your nostalgia. I think this might.
Did you see what I did? Did I show you that?
Is that Cable?
Yeah, for the 97 one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you watch this week's episode yet?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
They're just blowing through it.
All gas, no brakes on this. They're just
it seems like this is just a merch run because the number of figures that they're going to be able to make from season 2,
insane.
X Force, X Factor,
X Corp,
the acolytes of Magneto.
I
probably just ruined it for somebody.
Spoiler alert.
There's just so much. You got about 3 different Bishop costumes so far this season.
Dude, it's great seeing like characters like that getting a lot of spot. Like Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
all that stuff. This is.
I will say, Marvel Legends have come a long ways from, 6-7 years ago when I was buying them.
You got to buy a whole wave, do the Build-A-Figure thing.
These new ones are good.
Hey, let me know what you think of this. I'm texting it to you right now. Like regular text.
Paige said, "Say bye." I guess he's going to be able to come back.
Well, CC will sign us off with his.
Remember to help control the pet population. Please have your pet spayed or neutered.
Bye. Do we end it? We can't end it.
We can't end it. I'm sure he'll be able to end it.
Yeah. End it, Paige. Private chat from Paige. Ending stream. Say bye. 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 CC, look at your phone. Tell me what you think of those pics.
Oh, wow. Those are crazy.
Yeah. Just like we said bye, Paige.